This happened a few months ago, but it still keeps me up at night. Not because of what I saw exactly, but because of what I might have seen. I've been working as an overnight courier for about 5 years now. I haul small but urgent packages across states. Nothing shady, just weird hours. Honestly, I used to like the isolation. Empty highways, late-night gas stops, no traffic, no small talk. But one night, that isolation stopped being peaceful. It became terrifying. Hey everyone, thanks for staying tuned. If you want to hear more creepy stories like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's get to the story. It was a cold, clear night in early spring. I remember that specifically because my windshield had a thin layer of frost even after I'd been driving for hours. I was heading through southern Idaho, not far from the Oregon border. My usual route had a construction detour, and Google Maps suggested an alternate back road that would save me 40 minutes. The road was old, cracked, and surrounded by dense woods. There were no other cars, no towns, no lights, except my own. Somewhere along that road, my low fuel light came on. I pulled over briefly to check the map. GPS showed the nearest fuel was a place called Fairvale Rest Stop, about 8 miles ahead. Sounded normal. I figured it was one of those small-town service stations with a bathroom and vending machine. So I kept going. The road got even narrower. At one point, I started wondering if I was even on a legal road. Then, like something out of a dream, the trees opened up, and I saw a glowing neon sign, Fairvale Res 02, open 24 hours. The sign buzzed faintly, and one of the letters kept flickering like it was short-circuiting. I pulled in. The place was strange. 2 fuel pumps sat crookedly on an old concrete pad. One had a trash bag tied around the handle like it was out of order. The other looked operational, but ancient. There was a small building nearby. It had dark windows and an old wooden door, like a shack someone turned into a mini-mart. But the door was locked. No signs of life inside. I figured maybe it was one of those unattended stations, so I swiped my card at the pump. It worked. As the tank filled, I looked around. Something felt off. Not scary exactly, just too quiet. No wind, no night sounds. Even the bugs were silent. My eyes drifted to the restroom building, a small cinder block structure next to the store. I figured I might as well go before I got back on the road. I grabbed my flashlight from the seat. It was habit on routes like this, and headed over. Inside, the bathroom was surprisingly clean. White-tiled floor, stall, urinal, a long sink with a rectangular mirror above it. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. As I washed my hands, I stared into the mirror and, thoughtful, noticed something. In the reflection, the stall door behind me looked slightly open. But when I turned around in real life, it was completely shut. Short pause. I froze for a second. Looked back at the mirror, surprised it was ajar again. That's when I saw it. A pair of shoes. In the reflection, someone was inside the stall, whispering just standing there. I spun around, heart racing, and yanked the door open, confused. Nothing. Empty stall. I checked above and below, completely empty. When I looked back in the mirror, the door was now shut again. Frustrated. I wasn't imagining it. Worried. Something was seriously wrong. I turned to leave. As soon as I grabbed the metal handle, click, the bathroom lights went out. Gasping, the darkness was absolute. I stood still, breath shallow, then softly the mirror began to glow, a faint silvery light. And in the mirror, shocked, I saw myself. But I wasn't moving. My reflection was frozen, just staring, and then, horrified, it smiled. I did not smile. My reflection began to tilt its head slowly to the side. My real body remained perfectly still. I backed away, hand still on the door. In the mirror, my double just stared at me, chilling tone, grinning. I turned the handle, yanked the door open, and panting, ran like hell to my van. I threw the nozzle back in the pump, jumped in, locked the doors, and peeled out. Tires screeched on the cracked pavement as I tore down the road. I didn't stop until I hit a town called Middleton, about 40 minutes away.